Hello everyone and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about confidence, self-confidence, why it's important to have it, and what are the small steps in order to achieve a good level of self-confidence. So in case you have seen some of my previous videos already, probably you have noticed that I'm talking quite a lot about personal development. Especially in terms of establishing good relationship with myself, good relationship with food, since I'm suffering from binge eating and emotional eating. And also, I think a very important tools on that way, on that journey, it's actually building self-acceptance, self-love, self-understanding. And along with all those selves, I think self-confidence is also extremely important. It's kind of just when we do nothing, just when we kind of just behave naturally, self-confidence already give us chance kind of to transmit this kind of vibe, and people can already kind of read it, people can already understand that you are self-confident. But at least according to way how I see the situation and according to some research that I have seen, self-confidence is a little bit different than self-love or self-acceptance or self-trust even, because self-love, self-acceptance is something unconditional. Just because you are here, just because you are alive, it's already enough to have self-love and self-acceptance. But it feels, and according to what I've read in psychological literature, self-confidence still needs some kind of evidence, some kind of proof. And self-confidence can be built only through some certain actions, through certain steps. And if you can love yourself as you are now, in any condition, and you should definitely, and you should accept yourself the way you are, it doesn't mean that you're gonna give up developing and progressing, but at the same time, you should start accepting and loving yourself as you are right now. But self-confidence is not something that comes theoretically. Self-confidence is something that we can build because of what we actually do, because of some small actions, some activities that we do, and we see them as a proof that we can do something, that a proof that we can trust ourselves, that a proof that we can do something, and we have evidence because you have already done this and this. So what are the steps in order to build self-confidence? And the first step here is actually self-trust. And I think it's very important, and I'm going to make also a separate video about that, because I think self-trust is extremely important, especially in case you are setting for yourself some big goals. You need to be able to trust yourself. You need to be able to trust your own decision that you can reach those goals. And how it's possible to build this self-trust? Obviously, the first step is like to start keeping promises that you gave to yourself. Probably you, same like me, already have this experience. When we have big goals, we want to reach them, and we promise ourselves that starting from the 1st of January, you're going to do this. Or starting from Monday, you're gonna do that. Or next year, you're gonna do this and this and that. But when it actually comes to real life, sometimes those goals were so big, so unrealistic, and we were not ready yet to reach those goals that we just give up. And unfortunately, it forms in our brain this idea that you cannot trust yourself because you promised yourself and you are not doing that. And next time you're gonna again promise yourself that you're gonna do something, your brain, you yourself will not believe in that, because you know you already have promised yourself so much and you were not able to reach those goals. So kind of then the first step to start building this self-trust back is setting small goals, something really small that you can do in order to start proving yourself that you actually can keep your word. It can be something really small, like you're gonna walk every day for 10 minutes, or before you sleep you're gonna put your face cream on. You will not forget to do that. Or When you eat your meal, you will sit. You will not just stand and eat and grab something. And you are not going to eat at your fridge door. You will sit properly, and it's gonna be a promise. When you promise yourself, once you're having your meal, you will not use your phone. You will not scroll through social media. Or you can promise yourself that every time before sleep, you will do like 3 minutes meditation. And you need to decide for yourself what this action is gonna be. But the key point here, it should be something realistic. Something that your current life, your current life circumstances can allow you to do so. Because in case you again gonna skip it, gonna give up, then it will be just proof for yourself that you cannot trust yourself. But we are building something different. So kind of the key point here, give yourself promise and keep that promise. And in order to keep that promise, before you're ready to keep some big promises, start with some small steps. Set yourself a reasonable, achievable goals that your current you can reach. You, 6 months later, one year later, will be a different person who can reach way bigger goals, and that's okay. But for now, till you are building up to that state, set yourself a realistic goal, because overcommitment, when you put yourself 20 steps, when you put yourself 20 things that you want to finish today, even though you don't have that much time, it's gonna only make it worse. Another point, which is personally very difficult for me, is this idea to take actions before you're ready. And probably, you know, in case you want to change your life, you kind of feel, and sometimes it's also true that before you're ready, maybe we should not do something else. But at the same time, we should somehow prepare ourselves for that state in which we are not yet. And I really love this phrase that fear fears actions, or confidence is built by actions. Because the only way start feeling confident in something that you are not confident yet is actually start doing something. And obviously, if you're not confident in something, you are not ready for that, right? Because if you were ready for that, you would just simply do that. And kind of the idea here is you want to do something, but you are afraid. You don't feel ready yet. And you're still doing it anyway. And I'm not talking about something really big, dramatic, that you're definitely not ready. I'm talking about something that kind of feel challenging, that kind of brings you some anxiety probably and fear, but something that you still should do. For example, you do not feel comfortable in social environment, then you go out. You go alone and sit in a cafe, or you go with your friends and sit in a public place, even though it's not comfortable yet, you are working on that. Or you don't feel comfortable at gym because you are overweight or obese, and this is my case, I do not feel comfortable there. Slowly, you still kind of go there. You're showing for yourself. And slowly it's getting easier and easier, and you start understanding that nobody cares about that, and it's okay. But kind of again, the key idea here, to fight your fear. And the most efficient tool to fight your fear is actually an action. Next point, which is also very important, and I already mentioned this tool in some of my previous videos, it's about self-compassion. We cannot reach our big and ambitious goals in case we're beating ourselves up, in case we're constantly blaming and not happy with ourselves. The only way to go through this path, which might be a difficult one, is actually to support yourself. And I thought, in case it's hard for you just to start supporting yourself, to having this self-compassion, you need to transfer it to other people, from other people actually back to you. So you need to ask yourself, how would I behave towards my friends, my parents, my husband, my children, in case they had like this situation? And how would you behave to them? This is exactly the same way you should behave to you. You should treat yourself with respect, with love, and with compassion. Next point, which I think is extremely important, is actually tracking your progress. You will not see that you're getting better at something, or you will not see your progress in case you are not tracking it. And sometimes, because of this autopilot mode, we kind of do something, but we don't see the progress, and we just give up. but actually there is a progress just because we are not paying attention to it. So today you were able to go out in public, even though it was uncomfortable. It's a progress already. Even though you do not feel comfortable yet, you already put yourself there, and it's a progress. You were able to walk in the morning 10 minutes, let's say 6 times this week. One day you couldn't do it. It's still a progress because before you were not walking at all. And even though it might be not perfect, it actually should not be perfect. We are working on consistency. We are not working on perfection. And consistency is not built in one day. It's built step by step. And the only way to see your progress is actually to start paying attention to where you were a couple of months ago in point A and where you are now. Maybe you are not yet in point B, but you are also already not in point A. You are kind of moving. Next point is also very important, and again, I already have a separate video on my channel about that. It's about self-talk. It's about establishing a good internal dialogue with yourself. And there are a lot of points to that, and please check some of my other videos on my channel about that. But kind of the idea is, it's important how we talk to ourselves. And you may use the same rule. You should talk to yourself the same way you talk to your loved ones, to your children, to your parents, to your partners, with love and with respect. And it's important to track and be aware of those voices in your head, especially that inner critic, that inner perfectionist. And I'm going to make a separate video about inner critic and inner perfectionist. How to track those voices, how to deal with them, how to replace them with a more positive self-talk. And I think it's very important because if somebody, and in this case somebody, it's you, constantly blaming you that you are a loser, you are a failure, or what you are doing is not good enough, then it's so much harder to reach that goals. And in case your those voices are really strong, it's practically not even possible to reach those goals. Next point, which I think really helps me right now, it's working on your environment. In case you want to feel confident, you should make your environment help you. It means no toxic people in your life. Write books that can give you confidence, books that kind of have this positive message. Check your social media, people you are following, the influencers, they also shape the way you think. And they shape the way you think way more than you can imagine. Because now we live in a smaller societies, we do not communicate that much with real people, but we still see people in our social environment. And Instagram, Facebook, YouTube is also kind of social environment. For brain is the same. Brain still scanning those people and trying to adjust them. That's why it's so important to follow people that have the right vibe for you, who make you feel better, information that make you feel confident, that make you feel powerful, that kind of give you this idea of progression. Because in case if you look at somebody who making you feel miserable, this is actually the feeling you're gonna continue growing in yourself, and this is not something we need, definitely. And my last point here, it's about rituals and anchors. And I hope I have a lot of videos on my channel about that already, because I think these are probably it's one of the most potential tools. Unfortunately, also not so many people know about that. And I told that our brain loves ritual. And in case we can kind of create some kind of ritual, for us, brain makes it have it so much faster. So in case you want to feel confident, for example, every day for 2 minutes, you can have a mirror exercise when you talk to yourself and you tell yourself, I'm confident, or I'm confident in general, or I'm confident in some specific area of your life that you would like to be confident. And because it's a ritual, for example, you're talking to yourself in the mirror, or you're drinking your tea and you light a candle next to you, or you kind of sit in a special place at your home and you do something specific, and you do it always in the same way, so it will be kind of like routine, like a repetition, and brain loves it, and you're getting more confidence just because of that. And also anchors. And I told that we can use real physical objects like rings, like glasses, like scarves, like smocks, like belts, like jewelry, practically anything. And all those object will be kind of like reminder. So you need to choose any object, and I have some videos on my channel about mug and about ring and about glasses. And you need to create association between this object and desirable state or goal. And every time you touch this object, you wear this object, you interact in any way with that object, you are getting confident, because this object is a symbol for you for confidence. And how to do it you may find on some other videos on my channels, which are connected with anchors. And kind of overall, my main message here: confidence is very important. General confidence, when you can feel confident person in general, and confidence in some certain aspect, like you are confident about you can control your food environment, or you are confident that you can be consistent in terms of physical exercises, or you're confident about something else. And the only way to be confident in those specific areas, or be confident in general, is actually to start doing something. Start performing some certain actions in that particular area, even though you are afraid, even though you are not ready yet. But whether we like it or not, whether it's a good news or bad, confidence is built by actions. And if you want to become confident, you should perform some certain actions. So I hope you find this video useful. If you like it, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you soon.